Okay. My name is Nick Kozlowski, and for my final presentation, I chose to do a church service on the last day of Advent, which is Christmas Eve in a Catholic church. First and foremost, what is Advent? So Advent is the 4 Sundays and 4 weeks leading up to Christmas Eve, December 24th, and is to celebrate Jesus Christ's birthday, or Jesus Christ being born, I should say. That's more professional. So it is meant to be uh it is those 4 Sundays to celebrate and to open up people's homes and hearts and prayers and um, everything and faith to and worship to leading up to Jesus Christ being born. And it's filled with celebration and first day's blessing with wreaths and blessing of wreaths and everything like that. What kind of so the kind of agenda of the presentation is kind of step by step. Is what kind of service I picked and why. Well, the history of the cathedral I was inspired by to create this and kind of where I would take place to have the service take place. The service as a whole and of just generalities, kind of step by step. And then obviously the main point of the presentation, the music, along with the readings as well. I mean, the music, why it's in the service, why it's significant, why I would put it in the service. So, service as a whole. It would be a Catholic service. I've been Catholic my whole life. I wanted to take from experience and take from my life. I've been to many of these Advent masses. I know what they like. I know what is used in them. Um, and I wanted to take from that, and I wanted to like, use this opportunity to, show what it is, what the Catholic service looks like, and everything like that during Christmas, during everything like that. So, where this church service would take place is St. Patrick Cathedral in New York City, New York. Obviously, by these three photos you see, it is very beautiful. It's clearly been there for a long time. A little more history about it on the next slide. It is a Roman Catholic church, so I am doing a Roman Catholic mass. It's Roman Catholic denomination, or just Catholic if you want to go with that. Originally, the cathedral was built in 1858, but it wasn't truly opened until 1879. It was originally built for Irish Catholic immigrants, due to the fact there was such anti-Catholic hate during the time. Who wasn't made possible by Archbishop John Joseph. He wanted for there to be a place for for Catholics to be able to practice their religion, excuse me, and for them to be able to uh, have an opportunity to worship in a safe space. So he created the cathedral. And eventually became an architectural landmark due to the size, due to the beauty, due to the precision in the actual cathedral. And it's been standing in New York City since for almost 200 centuries. So service outlook. So the service that I would have take place, by a step by step. I'd start off the service with a hymn, to create a welcoming and joyful environment, kind of to open people's minds and hearts and everything like that for faith and to welcome God and Jesus Christ and everyone and everything um, into their lives for at least an hour of that mass. And I would have the priest read the main passage, which would be on the last day of Advent, would be appropriate. It would be the main focus of the mass, and it would be the main reason the mass is taking place. Um, I would interlude a couple passages along the way, and I would also include 2 to 3 more songs, or hymns within the mass itself. Again, to keep people to follow along and keep them up with melodies and get the message of that mass, for people in the mass to uh, still worship and still have faith or open up their faith even more, and just show joy in the ending of Advent and Jesus Christ is being born and everything like that. Just all that accumulate into one special mass. And then I'd end the prayer or end the mass with a closing prayer or hymn. People are walking out, saying their final messages, getting their chance to forgive and to, celebrate Christmas and celebrate everything. And I would probably close it out more with a hymn just to keep everything joyful and keep everything light and keep everything for people to have a great night and they truly celebrate Christmas Eve and Christmas. So the main reading and the main message I would use is Isaiah 9:6, um, which reads, For us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. It will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. This is to show Jesus Christ being born, and this is the main message of the Mass is to emphasize the birth of Jesus Christ and to emphasize the uh, willing the and emphasize the importance of this Mass and how significant this event is and will always be, and show people the um, foundation of what this Mass, the service is. Now back now to the main point, the music I would use in my service. So the opening, 12 people are walking in, finding their seats. I'd use O Come Emmanuel. It's originally written in French. I'll give you history on that, on it in the next slide, after I play them. But it was originally written in French, translated by John Emmanuel in the 15th century. I'll play it for you for a second. It's mainly to open up people's eyes to Christ, open up their hearts, and to bring joy into the Mass and kind of have keep everything joyous. Play it for a second.
When you shop in the Jewel Optical
Sorry for
app,
that.
you can count on us to be ready for pickup on time.
That was a little bit preview of it. Next song I'm gonna do is Come Thou Long Expected Jesus. Again, kind of the same one, or not the same, kind of like the first one. It is meant for to open up people's hearts to accept Jesus Christ and keep everything light and joyous and keep everything moving smoothly and flowing easily throughout the entire Mass. Play this one for a little bit and I'll play the next one after that after I explain it. I'll skip a little bit. Again, that was a little bit of that one as well. Well, and the last one would be People Look East. I would play this one probably towards the end of the Mass. Again, while people are walking out, Mass is concluding. Um, Kind of same as the first two. The main thing, the reason is to stay joyous, stay, for people to enjoy Mass. But this one also is to mainly, uh, open, or not, I wouldn't say open. I would say for people to accept, um, Jesus Christ, that at least for that hour, and accept for them being in Mass and allow them to still open up and everything like that. So one last time. Let's see this for a little bit. Excuse me. That's more of a that we're all traditional, all very I won't say classic, but they're very commonly used songs. The next song, all right, and then to finalize the history of these songs. So the first one, the opening hymn, which is O Come Emmanuel, it's very traditional. It was written in the eighth or ninth century, in original French, but it wasn't translated to English until the 15th century. Um, it's an invitation to await Christ's return. It's an invitation to celebrate it. Um, and along it was originally trained not sorry from French from Latin. Um, it was its main message is to invite Christ's return and Christ's um birth and everything like that. The second one, Come Thou Long Expected Jesus, that was written in 1744. Again, very traditional, very well known in the Catholic Church. This one opens hearts to Christ's coming. This one's more ode to accept Christ being born and Christ to come into your life and Christ to um you accept Christ into your worship to uh be more in the Catholic Church. And then along it's that it's hope for Advent. It's to meant the hope of end of Advent. It's to celebrate the joyous occasions that happen in Advent as a whole, and it's celebrating it and awaiting and Christmas and all that. And, but mainly it's for Christ's coming and the Advent taking place. And then the last one of for people look east. It's originally from England, so it's a little newer, 20th century. Um, but it's mainly to emphasize the calls to ready our hearts in the light of the world, which means to emphasizes for to us to ready our hearts to have for Jesus to be in it and for God to be in it and for Christ to have an impact on your life, and it's really trying for people to open up their hearts and their minds to have all these factors into your life and to accept them into your faith. So why is this music important? Music is important in the prayer in the mass because it's another way to express prayer and devotion through melodies. It helps songs, it helps people remember, it helps people follow along with the mass and stay with the service and helps them helps it have an impact on them. Um, and the songs were mainly chosen and it because they're traditionally in an Advent mass. You'll see them common. They're very common. They're very well used along other countries, along Catholic churches. And that's the main reason I chose them. And they're very important due to the fact that people use them and people remember them and people will able to use these to in a mass and in and out of the churches as a whole. Um, the main way they will be performed in church is through a piano, and then choirs will follow them up with through the congregation. Oh, in the congregation, I apologize. And that would be mainly to keep everything subtle, and keep everything so everyone can still follow along. It's not overwhelming. It's not everything like that. It's allow people to still sing and everything like that and follow along. And the last question, is music important in the service? I think it very much is. I think a service in a church, not just during Advent or Easter or whatever it is, any religion, I think music is very, very, very important. I think music needs to be in a service. I think it's the main reason why people still go is because not just for faith, but it brings people together. It's community of people singing. It's people worshiping. It's people, you know, bringing their mind, their body, their soul, all through song and all through prayer to get to practice their religion and to practice not even just Catholic or Christianity or Judaism or whatever it may be. It's you're still you're still practicing your faith, and I think it's another way to practice your religion, and it's another way for people to practice their and practice what they believe in as a whole. But thank you. Um, that's the end of this presentation.